The Kreuzbasar. Kreuz, Kreuz, I don't know how to pronounce that. Kreuzberg, home to nearly a half a million people and until very recently, Monica Schaefer, once a melting pot of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, anarchy and control. It's also home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighborhood that locals call the Kreuzbasar, a safe port in the eye of the storm. The ride back to the Kreuzbasar is so quiet. No one is in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glare of streetlights and neon signs plays across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colors. Soon the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. This is as far as Berlin's chaotic streets will take you. Your team wordlessly debarks the vehicle and climbs down into a disused section of the U-Bahn tunnel system, a well-kept secret, providing your team safe passage into Kreisbazaar. Your safe house waits on the other side. Let's get inside. Let's. Can't happen fast enough, love. The sooner we get in, the sooner I can get drunk. You step inside and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Paul Amsel. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off of steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixture and landlord, part dealmaker, part information broker, one of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team as he takes it all in, the grim faces, the hard stares, Ager's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling, how did she? His, his face has gone ashen, he swallows. Takes a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Okay, something in the vault security system cooked her brain. It was too quick to be black eyes. I see. Lori nods, her emotions robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Iger thrusts a gloved finger into your chest. And this idiot stood by and let it happen. Yeah, let's ignore it. Let it happen? She jacked in, she screamed and she seized. By the time we saw she was in trouble, it's already too late. Yeah, because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and microtremors are good indicators of a dicker in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those. No, if you had, my friend wouldn't be lying dead in a basement. Oh, shut up, Iger. We were all on the lookout for physical security, Aunt May included. Throwing her under the bus isn't gonna help anything. Under a bus is exactly where she belongs. Iger turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich, you know that. But you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good, she was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough and you're gonna get burned. Tiger turns her focus back to you. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all of this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Iger. Hamsel's voice is hoarse. His expression blank. Enough. Iger pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds passed between Monica's first convulsion and her blood getting cold? 4, 5. Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a digger's brain in 5 seconds? You don't have to answer that. Of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your... That is enough. Amsel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Tiger, you and Aunt May can have it out later. I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're all still in danger. Paul pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed, and to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we are dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. Smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. Amsel nods, that much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret, the owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? Monica, no. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about the orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he had skin crafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That's something. I will see what I can find out. Did you note anything else during your run that may have been of value? Monica lived long enough to say a name. Bayer Schwinger. She fought hard to tell us. Must be important. Amsel seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The Fire Wing. This is unexpected. You'll have to forgive me, this brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. Fire Wing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. Glances at Glory. You are far too young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Fire Schwinger is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Fire Schwinger was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Himself takes a deep breath, slowly releases it. There is a haunted look in his eyes. Those were dark days. Countless men, women and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the fire wing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Beauclair. Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. It was experimental weapons designed by Dr. Beauclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the Sox. This event was called the Dragonfall. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Beauclair as a hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I've never heard of it. Those early years of the awakening were traumatic either, not just on a national level, on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, new source of terror for a bewildered public. And in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Beauclair and the Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He robs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of I'm calling it Firewing. The story of Firewing is a bit of historical trivia and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Tiger sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally she gives up. Any ideas as to why? Amsel's voice trembles with frustration. No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. Dragonfall is ancient history. Firewing has been dead and gone for 42 years. But there's one thing that I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to calm himself, takes a deep breath, and then slowly releases it. I will look into this, and I will find the answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else of value? Yeah, that's all we got. That's not much. Amsel nods, his face is drawn and haggard. He's thin, I agree. Basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grass, and a long-forgotten world of Wen. Wait. We're still missing something. Who paid for this run? Amsel looks pained. I do not know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. His face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause, anything for the Flux state. He sighs. Winter swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that was all it took. Yeah, it sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Yes, most definitely. It's clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably gonna rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters and we need it fast. There's a man here in the Kreuzbasar, a Turk named Altuk Buragazi. He owns a little soy cow shop just down the way called Cafe Zezbe. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. And you think he would know something about Green Winters? I'm so nuts. When I discovered Monika's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altag. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. Yeah, for good reason it would seem. I'll talk to Altag and see what he knows about Green Winters. Very well, tell him I sent you. I'll do what I can to dig into the information that you've discovered already, sparse though it may be. Can we discuss anything else? Aunt May, I'm so pierced at you through a battered pair of wire-rimmed glasses. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Do you get the information about Green Winters? Not yet. Then please, continue working, we need to find that man. We have a little bit of karma to spend. Sure, what do we want to spend it on? 8 points. Pucci Virtua X. Maybe take a little bit of biotech. Enemy HP visible, that's very useful. I don't know. It always take more intelligence. We're gonna need 6 for the drone action point bonus anyway. Might as well go there now. On the other hand, Pucci Virtual X. Yeah. Gonna get stuck there. Let's just talk to people. Dietrich. Dietrich turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Despite all of this, there is still an aura of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering to you. Aunt May, welcome. I've got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing. We've got a fallen comrade to bring too. Yeah, to Monica. I don't drink usually, but this is saluting her memory. The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn and walnuts, with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull on the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Aunt May. What made you choose to become the Berlin? What do you want to know? Monica told me that you moved here from the Rhine-Ruhr megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years, successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. Clearly a run went bad, but okay, there's an option. A member of my old crew betrayed me. And I am. This is a sort of a tough position in a game because something important clearly happened and I don't, as a player, have no fucking clue what it was, but my character clearly does. It's not like she's suffering from an amnesia or something. I dislike these situations quite a bit, unless there should be a sort of an exposition to at least let me know what the situation was. Okay. Okay, let's say a run went bad and my team paid the price. But how did it went bad? A member of my old crew betrayed me. I just had to drop out of sight for a while. Now let's go with the betrayal. A member of my old crew betrayed me. Ain't that a pisser? I can handle all sort of things, but betrayal always makes me see red. Okay, we can choose. I tried to make him answer for it, but the bastard got away. I ventilated the son of a bitch before I left the Googleplex. Does that actually make a choice? Is he still alive or not? Okay, if he didn't do what he did, his family would have paid the price. I'm guessing I'm creating the backstory. No, I don't think I would have left before. I usually pay my debts. Let's say he's still alive. Yeah, I know the feeling. I tried to make him answer for it, the bastard got away. So he's still out there, and that's why I'm sort of in the hiding. A piece of wreck cut and run, that's rough, friend. Dietrich takes another swig from his bottle, then shrugs. Well, he got away, but who knows, right? Maybe you'll catch up with him someday. So after all this went down, you decided to bail out on Ruhrplex and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? More or less. There wasn't much left for me in the Ruhrplex and Monica made me a hell of an offer. Ah yeah, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again and then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After the moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes it all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about these things. You always is inquisitive. Yeah, I suppose. My life's an open book, so I guess I just sort of figured that everyone else will be too. So how about it? Wanna fill me in? Okay, business associates, friends, or uh, very close? Does it really matter? I'd say we were friends. Right there with you, and privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time. The bottle's almost empty. Thanks for taking the time to talk, for what it's worth. I'm happy you're here with us. Dietrich takes a final pull on the bottle, then tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Don't say. As you start toward the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh shit, Dante. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy, we'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dogs, Amsel's eyes will well up. He inhales, but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago, turned into a full-blown howl, wouldn't stop, he closes his eyes. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Scratched behind the ears. Hunter leans into you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. Guess the dog is going with you, Aunt May. Amstel takes a ragged breath and releases it, and a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Yes. To be honest, that looks like a goddamn tiger and less of a dog. Hard to say from this angle. Looks like a large feline to me, or something like that, not a dog. Return to the safe house when you're finished with Altag, mein Freunden. With a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters and we can get back to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor. Now I think we should all take a moment. For Monica. That's my stash. Yup. Oh. I went to talk to Iger. She's mad. Iger glares at you and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death. Something I can do for you, fearless leader. Yeah, we need to talk about Monica. Not right now, we don't. Don't push me on this, Aunt May. One of these days we're gonna hash this out. You can talk all you like about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. Fair enough, but before I go, I have something else to say. Spit it out then, let's hear it. You're wrong about me, Iger. I intend to prove that to you. He stares at you for a moment and looks away. Best of luck with that, Aunt May. Now please, leave me alone. Conversation's over for now, Fearless Leader. He turns away. Do us both a favor, take the hint and go away. Yeah, she's actually acting like a child. Glory is beautiful, in a wayfish sort of way. Her features are almost elvish in their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy load out of cyberware. From head to toe, she looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation, all of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete before she was born. Aunt May? Glory shifts her gaze to you, but her expression is as cool and placid as always. Can I help you? Hey Glory, are you holding up? Don't worry about me, I'm solid. You sure? You look like you're a million miles away. I'll be with you when it counts. Right now, it doesn't. I have questions for you, Glory, of the personal kind. I'm not big on sharing sport. Personal reasons, you understand, I'm sure. The edge in her voice tells you that she's not interested in continuing this conversation. Fine, we all have our secrets. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. Yeah, it's not much of a family here. I certainly wouldn't trust anyone in this group at the moment. Okay, that's the exit. And that's all there is to it. Import shop. Malit Holy Malit Holier. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen trick screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavy-accented German. Welcome to Data Haven. Can I help you with something? Hey, what kind of tech do you carry? Anything and everything. Need a new deck? Some software perhaps? I'm your girl. She taps a painted fingernail against the molded plastic of her data jack. Or maybe you're a rigger like I am. Perhaps I can interest you in a new drone or two. Let's see what you got. we have? We don't really have anything. Yeah, we have nothing. We can't really afford anything either. Oh, at least we could buy B-class drones. This is something a bit more like what I was hoping in shops. So, but not all that much better. But basically, at least few options. So if you want to heavily specialize into something at the start of the game, the options there for you. This isn't exactly a huge improvement, but at least we didn't start at the bottom, and you could invest everything you have in a new drone very quickly. Hmm. I'm not buying a Sony. It it's it's not that much cheaper than the Renraku, but it is clearly inferior. It has a massive weak. It's weaker in every sense. So that kind of saving, $700 saving or 700 yen saving, is not. That's not worth it. Sony is basically it's borderline useless. The Draku probably is something you can decently at least use, but we don't really have the money for that. We could buy the deck, but we couldn't buy what we really want. So the programs for it. Hmm. What do you got? This is where we need to go. Might as well go there. We can explore later. We have to return to the shop anyway, so probably have an option to go explore at least a bit. Cafe Sevi. Sevi. Special today is a caramel soca. Altuk. The man behind the counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Kante will fetch his water dish, or perhaps a coffee for your friend here. Yeah, Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I'm always happy to provide. Tells. Okay. Paul is always pleased to send business your way, Herr. Yeah. Burak Ghazi. He was hoping you could discuss some of the details of his Green Winter's order. The coffee shop owner offers you a smile. Of course, of course. Her Amsel is too kind. Buragazi turns his head and calls into the back room. Kami, come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of her coffee grinders. Buragazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room that she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I really hate to trouble you. I'm embarrassed to even ask, but I would be most appreciative of your help. Mm, Of course, Sir Burgazi. It's no trouble at all. Altuk's voice lowers to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I have installed a number of data taps to Berlin's fiber optic network. It's part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all who live in the Kreuzbasar. In order to maintain their, how do I say it, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. Simple enough. Yes, yes, it is a simple job, time-consuming and a bit tedious perhaps, but simple. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around the neighborhood. The first one is just outside, over a metal box with yellow arrows painted on top of it. By the time you return, I should have the information her Amsel requested. Hey, who are you? John Goldschmidt. Hello, friend. The voice that comes from the man in the chair is as enormous as its owner, a deep, booming roar, dripping with unrestrained mirth. A fine day for soy cap, yes? Yeah, every day is a fine. From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeep cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes his soy cup by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. Ah, Altok, meine Freundin, you are as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. Once again the shopkeep cuts in. To bow to me, you would have first to vacate your chair. The shopkeep claps his hands together, clasping them in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist with the task. With luck, you will be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can Jan Goldschmidt do for you? Something bad is going to happen if he doesn't stop interrupting me. Okay. Hmm. Why do you put up with those insults? I put with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Altak, who in turn hurls small insults. Ultimate raises his Soycav cup in salute, and thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I have been your customer, yes Altak? 2 years of Soycav and strained patience, yes. But I remain happy and Altak makes money, an ideal business relationship. Yeah, that all sounds perfectly healthy. Take care, Jan. Ultimate gives you a deep nod, his jaws quivering. Until next time, my friend. Okay. What the fudge were we supposed to go after? Ah, east. It looks like in general we have to explore a bit to get these, but more importantly, to familiarize ourselves with the city, and I'm going to leave it for some other time. I still think that doesn't look like a dog. Sorta does from this angle though. Well, it's a human-sized dog though. Goddamn gigantic dog. Anyway, uh, it seems like we're just getting started, so we're, we need to familiarize ourselves with the town, see where shopkeepers are, see where the potential quest givers are, that sort of thing. Karma to spend. I'm gonna spend the karma now. I wonder if you can use identical drones, multiples of them. Because now we could get two S-class drones and even one of them was good. Hmm. Yep. Um, we'll see. I don't know if I want to go for as great of a combat focus. It has its advantages naturally, but it also seems to reward other skills. So maybe I should spread things around a bit. At least to biotech. I don't know. I don't know. Well, decisions for another time.